Hola! Welcome to my little journey today. I am in the foothills of the Hollywood Hills, just adjacent to the Santa Monica Mountains. I love this trail because it's so secluded off of the main trail. Not too many people come up here, and I'm thinking it's because of snakes and maybe other surprises. So we'll see. I'm all about hiking alone anyway. I like the seclusion. I like the alone time. And it sounds like a serial killer, but I'm not, believe me. But that could be one of the surprises on this trail. We'll see. In any case, we got a great hike ahead of us. So strap on your snake shin guards and slather on some of that 95 sunblock. And why don't we go take a hike? My hiking wingman today is another friend of mine. So talented, so funny. 3 Emmy nominations. He's a writer, he's an author, comedian, actor, all that stuff. And if his voice sounds familiar, you are correct. He plays Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm so happy because this is a friendly man. He's probably the friendliest guy I know. And he knows how to keep things going because he's a great improv player. He's quick on his feet. So put your hiking boots together for the very talented Ben Schwartz. You have a very friendly face.
Oh, thanks.
You know that, right?
I'll take that. I like that.
It's the eyes, like puppy dog eyes.
I try to be very friendly always.
Yeah. Is it work to be friendly for you?
I think so.
Yeah.
I like being kind to people. I feel like you're very similar as well. I feel like your persona is very, very straight always. I very rarely have seen you express emotion. Only 1 or 2 times have I seen you really like bend over one or the other way. But well, I say hello to everybody and stuff like that. It's I always love that stuff.
How is it you're walking with your hands behind your back? What is that all about?
This is a new thing I've been doing for the past couple of years. I don't know why. I feel like when I came close to 40, I started to walk like this and also bend over a little bit when I walk.
Yeah, especially up a hill.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. That's more of the form for strolling.
That's right.
People are strolling. They kind of look down with their hands behind their back.
That's right.
I just discovered that my wife doesn't know how to run.
What does that mean?
That means she doesn't know the mechanisms of running. And when I see her try
Wait, can you do it? Can I film you and you show me how your wife runs? Ready?
She runs like this.
Oh, she's stutter stepping.
She's stutter stepping and she's like, everything's going the wrong way. And I noticed this when she was running from home plate to first. And
when she's playing baseball.
We were playing a little picnic softball game.
Okay.
And I was looking at her thinking, oh my God, I've been married to her for 10 years. And I never even had to see her run. It was
Aren't you afraid if something terrible happens in the house? If there's a fire in the house, what would happen?
That's what I told her. I said, haven't you ever been in a burning house or being chased by a mugger?
Yeah, what's wrong? She's never been robbed.
No.
She's never burnt a house down.
She's never had to go to the bathroom really quickly.
To the bathroom?
Yeah. You do stand-up too, don't you?
I do improv, which is pretty crazy that you didn't even Wikipedia me before we went on this. And we've been friends for 12 years. 13 years?
About 13.
Yeah. You asked if I did stand-up. I do improv, and I'm very lucky. I'm getting to do these fun venues. I play Radio City this year, which is very exciting. I'm going on in September,
Oh
which is very
gosh.
exciting. But one of the ways that I learned is because everybody understands that what we're gonna do is made up on the spot. And sometimes the audience is a little bit nervous, being like, oh, I hope this isn't bad. So at the beginning, I come out on stage and just talk to the audience for like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that loosens them up a bit. I remember there was like first of all, of course, I love you and all the stuff that you've been doing. And so from that era of stand-up, I remember Jim Carrey had an interview once where he said, part of a comedian's job is just to make the audience feel comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Once they're comfortable, then you can kind of do your thing.
That is true. That
so
is true.
half the reason I feel like
That's why you go out there. You go out there, make them comfortable.
I think the first couple minutes is always to chat, to make sure everybody's gonna have a good time. And even when my performers come on stage, they're gonna improvise with me. We continue chatting, we interview someone in the audience, and then we use that to improvise the whole show off.
Good idea. Let's go.
The reason why we know each other is we played basketball every week at Garry Shandling's house for a decade. He passed away, but I was very, very sad, and I found that I expressed my emotion when I cried when I was in the shower because I didn't have my phone on me and I had nothing else to distract me, and I had to think about how sad I was and the sorrow I was feeling. So I remember literally after Garry died, it was like, I cried. It was when it happened, it didn't feel real. Right. And then it didn't hit me till I was alone in the shower and I started just bawling, just couldn't stop crying. But maybe that's very similar because you're not on your phone when you're hiking and stuff like that.
It is similar. You know, I think emotions can strike you at any time. I know a friend, he says, you know what's weird about me? I don't feel emotions when I should. It's always delayed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because it's too much. It's too much to absorb. Do you remember that, the day that Garry died?
Oh, sure, yeah. I had just seen him 2 days before. I remember saying to him, because he wasn't feeling that well, I said, Garry, have you seen anybody lately? Because he's always been very private about his relationships. Yeah. He said, I'm seeing this one therapist now, and I said, no, I don't mean therapist. I mean like a relationship with a girl, you know, like a girlfriend.
I remember when we went to his house afterwards, there was a script of yours on his desk. Remember that?
Yeah.
We went to his house a couple days after, and there was one of your scripts on his desk. Which
he still hadn't read it yet. He still hadn't read it.
I know, you told me you gave it to him like 5 years ago.
Yeah. True or false?
Okay.
I'm wearing an adult Depends diaper right now.
I think false, but I don't know if you've just had surgery.
It's true, I am.
No.
True or false?
Yes.
I'm peeing in my Depends diaper right now.
I think it must be true.
It is true. I've been going for the last minute.
No, you have
It's
not.
like it won't stop.
Well, we're talking about Garry dying.
Yes.
Whoa, a snake, get it. Wow. Oh, by the way, I'm terrified of snakes. It shows you snakes usually are on the trails where nobody goes.
They like the heat. I actually have a pair of those snake shin guards at home.
Oh, how high do they go?
They go up to my neck because I'm really concerned about
God.
snakes. No, actually, I don't use them really. Just for hockey. You good with fixing things?
Oh, fixing things? Maybe not, but I am pretty good with my hands. I love, like, you know, when I was a kid, I built
like
Legos.
clapping and stuff?
I can clap.
Yeah.
I could clap. But like video games, my hand-eye coordination growing up, I played a lot of video games. If someone offered you SNL right now to be a cast member, let's say the 50th anniversary is coming up, they want to get like an all-star cast of cast members for the 50th, and he said, hey, for a full year, would you come back and be a cast member?
No.
Interesting.
Because I would be the old guy. I remember when I first got on that show, and Phil Hartman was one of the cast members. And we all heard that Phil was the old guy. He was 37.
Right.
And we were all like in our early 30s. So can you imagine someone my age, what that would be like? If you look back at the old SNLs, when I was on,
sketches were long.
They were long.
Sketches are still a little bit long, but you guys like would have 6-7 minute sketches, right?
If they're well written, they're never long.
That's a good one.
Right?
Sure. This is important.
We're just stopping for a rest.
No, there's no way.
All right, you ready? Let's
you
go.
almost tripped on the level ground.
Let's go.
Nealon, I'm telling you, this is a mistake for you. You can...
Are you good with instructions?
Yes, I'm good. I'm better with instructions than if you just put something in front of me. I like, there's a piece of me that has like that version of a slight OCD where I love completing things.
Yeah.
Love completing things.
Right.
So I love getting instructions and building stuff. That's why Legos were fun, and that's why, you know, building stuff and like that was very fun.
IKEA, you got a lot of products at home from IKEA?
I do have a couple of IKEAs. Those are so frustrating, but then when you're done, you use them forever. And you could pretend you built them even though you had nothing to do with it. It's like,
right.
It's like a machine teaches you how to build it. Yeah.
Is there a way to paint over the, you know, the grooves so nobody would know it was IKEA? So you saw that you put it together?
I do the opposite. I buy stuff that's high end and then I put IKEA on the left of it just to keep people on their toes. Yeah. It's also IKEA's coming with a different language of instructions and then it's being translated into our language.
That is amazing, isn't it? I get a big pamphlet of instructions and it's every language in the world. I keep worrying about snakes now since I saw that one.
You should be. I'm worried about you falling. I'm literally fearful that you're gonna fall. My hands are at the ready for you to hit the deck at any time. You've had 2 near falls already. What was your nickname in high school or college?
I have a name that's really not suitable for a nickname, Nealon.
That's a good, but like, people just call you by your last name?
Call me like, all my friends call me Nealon. One time my friend's last name was Kish, and so I used to call him Kish. And I call him at home, you know, the regular house phone back then. And I says, Kish home? His brother goes, which one?
Nice. Nice.
Now what was your nickname?
I mean, Ben or B, or Schwartz.
Schwartzy?
Some Schwartzies, some Bennies, but usually Ben.
Anybody ever call you Benny in the Jets?
Sure. You want to try a new one? Think of a new one right now.
Okay. Ben.
Hey, what's up, Kevin? How are you?
All right, Benson, what's up?
Benson, never heard of Benson. There you go, you did it.
How you been, Ben?
I'm good, thanks. I made sure to set aside 3 hours just in case you fell.
How long does it take paramedics to get here?
It'll take probably 2 minutes to jump on your drone and get this guy down.
You shop your clothes a lot?
No, I'm not good at that.
You like to be comfortable.
Yeah. That's what was so funny today when I was like, what should I wear? Like, we're saying the logos. I was like, oh, when I go hiking, it's like, my purpose is to sweat and then take a shower when I get home.
Well, the good thing is you won't have to take a shower after this hike.
I know. What's the time that you cracked the most during SNL?
Never.
No, not on camera. Like when you're like, who's the person that could get you? For me in comedy, there's a guy named Gil Ozeri that really makes me laugh. He always has my number.
I know who he is. I'm not a fan of that guy. I don't really like his stuff.
I hope. But who is the guy in SNL for you?
Oh, that cracked me up on the cast?
Yeah. Not on camera, but just he has your number.
Oh, I think Dana Carvey.
Sure.
And Sandler.
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the first things I heard you on was Sandler's You're All Gonna Laugh at Me, with the therapist sketch.
That's right.
That was probably one of the first times that I heard your voice. I was in New York listening to it with probably a gentleman named Sahan Zomarodian.
You know him too?
You know Sahan.
Oh my God, now there's a guy I like. Do you feel like you are a laid-back kind of guy who goes with the flow, or do you kind of like to take control? Like if you're going on a road trip,
yeah,
and you're the passenger.
Yes.
Are you a good passenger?
I prefer driving.
Right. So that what you're saying is you're not a good passenger.
Well, I can be a good passenger. I feel like if I'm driving, you're right. I like having control of that. Or like when I write movies for studios. I like being just me. I write them by myself. Because I like being able to control when I write and do my own edits, and like if I want to stay up all night writing stuff like that, as opposed to having to wait somebody. But I also love teamwork. First of all, love playing basketball, but also improv is all about trying to make the person next to you look great. I always try to work with the people that inspired me when I was younger.
That's great.
That's why I've kind of steered clear of you.
It's nice that you have that choice. I was with Alec Baldwin once. He goes, "Did you ever work with, give me some director's name. You ever work with Clyde Burrow?" I said, "No." He goes, "Work with him."
Oh, that's
like,
when someone comes up to me and goes, "Oh man, have you been in a Marvel movie yet?" I was like, "No." He goes, you should do that. I was like, yeah, "Of course, that's my dream." Yeah. Is there a place you haven't been yet that you can't wait to go? I went to Ireland. I lived in Kilkenny for a term abroad.
Did you really?
Yeah, for 10 weeks I lived in Ireland and had one of my favorite times.
I'm just wondering, is it cheaper to go to Europe by enrolling in a college that had a semester abroad program? And
oh, interesting. Then actually,
if you go to a state-run school, they're really cheap, and go that way.
I wonder how much more I had to pay to do it. I'm sure I had to pay something.
I don't know. Do you speak any foreign languages?
I used to be able to speak Spanish pretty good.
Oh, I have to be around Spanish people, and LA's not the place for that. I bet you'd be great on a first date, because you could keep the conversation going. I love
learning about the other person. I don't need to talk about myself.
You know, I know it.
Can you feel that?
A couple years ago,
yeah,
I started watching Stranger Things.
Sure.
And I texted you, and I said, "Loving you on Stranger Things."
Yeah.
And then you told me, what?
What did I say?
You don't remember. I texted you say, "I'm so happy for you to have that role on Stranger Things."
Yeah.
And because this actor looked just like
Joe
you.
Keery. Love him.
Yeah, and I haven't seen you in a while. And I thought, that's Ben. That's Benzie Benzie.
Did you really think it was me?
I did.
Oh, I thought you were doing a bit.
No, I thought it was you. And I was so happy you finally got some work. Thank you, Mercedes-Benz Schwartz. I told you he was friendly, didn't I? Woo. You know what, now that I think about it, he'd be an easy guy to take advantage of, you know what I mean? Note to self. Let's say you're on a road trip and he's driving because he's not a good passenger. You get him to stop for gas, you get him to pump it, you get him to drive all the way, you get him to clean the windshield. That's what I'm talking about. In any case, thanks for joining my hike. Please subscribe, tap the notification button, share this thing, like it, and we'll catch you on the next switchback. Happy trails.